Hello again, welcome to today's attempt at the Time Guesser. This is 5 questions that test your history knowledge and your geography knowledge. We'll be given 5 photos, and for each one we have to say where in the world they were taken, but also when in history they were taken. It could be anywhere between 1900 and 2025. So there's points for history and geography. So it's very difficult because I'm rubbish at both, but we'll see how we get on. Feel free to play along. Right. This looks relatively modern and it looks Spanish. Is that fair to say? Spataforte? Red and white. I mean, that looks sort of like the Barcelona crest, maybe? Or Bilbao or Santander, because it could be... I feel like there are things to do with horses in at least one of those cities. That flag doesn't help me at all. That T does look familiar though, and the lotto, I feel like it is Spanish. I mean, it could be a South American country that speaks Spanish, that's the other problem. Valverde, or Valverde maybe. What does this sign say? Can't read it, the photo isn't good enough. Right, first things first. What year do I think it is? Relatively recent, but not that recent. Let's try 2015. Why not? Do you think I'm crazy? And then let's go somewhere in Spain. Where is a sensible thing? Do I think Valverde is near Valladolid? I mean, I did say Pamplona and Barcelona and Santander earlier, didn't I? To be fair, I'm not going to be a million miles away even if I go for Valladolid and it's hopelessly wrong. So let's go for Valladolid and hope that we get a few thousand points. I was 6 years off. Oh, it was Italy. It's Italian rather than Spanish, but there's so much red and yellow. That was very off-putting. Very annoying there. 825 miles away, definitely not my best. Ironically, I should have gone for Barcelona, because then I'd have been closer to Italy. Either way, at least we got over 50% for that question, so not a complete disaster, but hopefully we'll do better on the next 4. I'm not going to do better on this. Goodness knows when this was. I do really badly when it's a black and white photo. This does look like America. I mean, America's the only place that calls their roads 34th Street. That's a bus stop, so it's after buses were invented. There's actually quite a few cars, to be fair, so we're not talking like pre-war, are we? Surely. Are there any clues about which city we're in? Maybe that's Chicago. Does Chicago have overhead trains like that? I think I'm going to go for Chicago because I've got nothing better to go for. So then the question is, what year? I might just leave it at 1962, actually. Surely I'll be within a few decades, so it won't be a complete disaster. Hopefully I'll be very close, but I'm not that optimistic. Where in Chicago do I want to go? Let's just go on this juncture. Why not? Oh, 48, it was a lot earlier, but it was post-war, like I said. Oh, and it was the Bronx L train, so it was at New York. But, yeah, frustrating. Not a whole load of points, again, just slightly under half. Too American that for me, and too old, so didn't play to my strengths in anything. Oh, and this is another really old one. Is this looks even older than the previous one. Is it going to be during the war? Mexico 68. So if it is during the war, it's during a different war. I think we've got to go Mexico City 1968, haven't we? Yeah, I'm not going to overthink this. I'm just going to hope that they're not playing tricks on me. Let's zoom right in. Am I going to be able to find a stadium? The trouble is there's no guarantee that the stadium even exists still. We'll zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, we'll go there, if just in case this turned into the Pepsi Centre. I don't think it did. But hopefully we're in the right city at least. Surely we're in the right country and the right year. We are in the right year. 4.3 miles away. There we go. So lots of points for that one, but of course it was actually very easy compared to the first ones anyway. Right, what are we doing here? What language do I think that is? Kepches sounds Hungarian, possibly, and this flag looked like it could have been Hungarian. It's always really difficult for black and white photos, because if it wasn't black and white, I would feel confident that I'd be able to identify that flag. But being in black and white just makes it a million times harder. And I'm not going to be able to recognise any of these people. The odds of me knowing who these people are is pretty slim anyway. But in black and white and in a blurry photo, I've got no chance. Do I think that's the Hungarian flag? I mean, it's vaguely plausible, isn't it? Green, white, red, something like that. That's Bulgarian flag, isn't it? But this isn't Bulgaria because it's not using Cyrillic. It could be, I don't know, it could be, this word could be Finnish, but it's clearly not the Finnish flag either. I'm just going to have to go for Budapest and kind of hope, but I could be hopelessly wrong. Again, there's quite a few cars, so it feels like it's not going to be that early. I'm going to go 1970, I think. And as I said, we will go Budapest. At least I'll be relatively close if it's anywhere in Europe, hopefully. At least I won't be on the complete opposite side of America, for example. Or I won't be as far away as if I was on the opposite side of America, is what I meant. Right, let's see. I was in Budapest, okay. I got something right. 1985, though, much later than I thought. It's always tricky when there's a really late black and white photo. And these cars looked pretty old as well, but who knows, I don't know. Clearly, I don't know whether a car was built in the 70s or the 80s or the 60s. Right, at least we got more than 2/3 of the points, so not a complete disaster. What are we going to do here? This is when the leader of South Korea met Joe Biden. I mean, that feels plausible, but is it in South Korea or is it in America? This guy and this guy clearly look more American than South Korean. So I'm going to assume it's in America. So I'm going to go in the White House, I think, for lack of a better place. I've got no idea what year. Presumably within the last few, but not this year. I think I'll go 2024. I'm going to be at most a decade out, surely. In fact, I should be at most 4 years out, because this has got to be whilst Biden was president, hasn't it? Right, let's find the White House, and let's zoom right in, so that we're as few metres away as possible, and see how we get on. I was 1 year off, but I was only 13.8 metres away, so close to a maximum 10,000 out of 10,000. That's a little bit frustrating, but that's still a pretty good performance on that last one. It wasn't the most difficult one, obviously, but I'll take it. It bumps up my score, and it means I've got over 2/3, which is always what I aim for. How did you get on with these ones? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.